Hello, welcome back. We're going to take just a brief minute to go over a couple of things. This is simply what's important to me and you. It comes from me being offered the opportunity many years ago to do a commencement address at a community college. And so I started to say, what can I put in the address that would be meaningful? And I began to frame this exercise or this belief that I'm going to talk to you about now. Putting into writing what you believe, what you stand for, sounds easy, but it's not. So that's my challenge to you. See if you can do this. Just to give you an idea of my journey, here's where I ended up. This was the framework for that commencement address, but has since blossomed into an overarching management philosophy for me: principle-centered, relationship-oriented, and outcome-driven leadership. And this is a booklet that we put together for our managers and our administrators in our organization, but I also share when I'm doing leadership development for private not-for-profit groups. I won't read to you, but these are the essence of principles, principles being what we stand for, and that's the first filter. You shouldn't be in the organization if you're not principle-centered, if you're dishonest, disloyal, or you have, we can't depend on you. Relationships, in my worldview, as you probably already guessed, are extremely important to being able to get things done. Matter of fact, I exercise all of my influence through the relationships with my downline, with my peers, and even with the board, and we work very hard to create trust and respect and openness. Consistency is very important, that your followers know how you're going to react to certain things, and please don't forget, you've got to make it fun to be able to leverage those relationships. But at the end of the day, you can be very principle-centered and have great relationships, but if you can't produce the outcomes that are desirable, you're really not going to be effective as a leader either. So here are some of the things you need to remember. Communicate effectively and often. Remain calm. This is that duck on the water. We call it equanimitas. Calm on the top, paddling like crazy underneath, doing whatever you have to do to get there. Don't hoard data. Use your intuition. It's better than you think it is. Make sure you understand what's good for your team members is good for you. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Invest in that team and celebrate like crazy those successes. I won't spend any time on this, but in my little booklet that I hand out to administrators, directors, and managers in our organization, there's an inside back cover that talks about how to manage the president. This really is filled with expectations that I have that help them understand when is the right time to call me. Well, at the moment in time you wonder whether or not you should, especially if it's bad news. You know, be present when you're at work. Don't be distracted by your phone, your BlackBerry, when you're supposed to be with people. Family first. Stay home, take care of your family so we can have the best of you. Many different things like that. But putting it in writing, handing it out to the team, helps to keep you accountable to your own standards. Again, won't spend any time on this, but servant leadership is so well connected to some of the work that we do with Jim Collins, especially as it relates to humility. Think about the opportunities for you to lead by serving, which is also part of leading by example. Creates tremendous sense of bonding and trust with the team, and really helps you leverage that relationship orientation. And I put the reference in here. I enjoy Leading from the Heart by Jack Call. Again, we talked about personal power bases, and this is an incredible opportunity to realize that, especially in like the Barbershop Harmony Society or community foundations and churches, most of the people who end up in leadership positions had that predisposition long before they decided to go into leadership. So dig deep into your core, and you may find that you actually have the core of a servant leadership just waiting to get out. Again, not going to spend any time on this, but Radiating Possibilities comes from the Zanders, and they talk about sitting in the front row of your life Don't be a spectator. Get out there and participate. And I talk in our organizations about, I'd rather us get in trouble for trying something that didn't work than to miss an opportunity to have made things better for the people that we serve. Don't get trapped in the negativity of what's wrong with the world and create that downward spiral. Think outside. Think upward possibilities. What are the things we could do? Keep your frame of reference on the positive side of creating the environment and quiet all those negative attitudes. This comes from a very, very good little piece that we hand out from New Team Member Orientation, and it just talks about how to get the best of yourself. And in essence, if I think it enough, I begin to believe it, translates into my words, becomes commitments, those turn into actions, actions produce results. Literally, it's possible to, if I think it, I can make it happen. And this is very powerful. Just quickly want to show you that focus times competence times passion equals adherence, which means if you have no competence but good strong focus and passion, you still don't get any sticking power with your ideas and your concepts. None of these, focus, competence, or passion, can be zero. Here's just a couple of quick quotes. Jeff Albert, the most important things about goals, having one. Aristotle, we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Jack Welch, communicate, communicate, communicate until you are sick of hearing yourself, and then communicate some more. Just a couple of quick things to wrap up. We're all we're in the woods with a bunch of our buddies, all the not-for-profit organizations out there. We're in the woods with a bunch of our buddies being chased by the bear. In that sense, we don't have to outrun the bear. Many organizations are competing for the hearts and minds and talent and treasure of the people that are out there. We have to be better than those other organizations. When the bear catches someone, the bear will stop and have dinner while the rest of us successfully stroll on out of the woods. We don't have to be faster or better than the bear. Again, I thank you for your interest. Good luck with your leadership journey.